All right, let's do this. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to another edition of the Upper Farmer Cigar Garage Talks. How's everyone doing tonight? I am doing a mixed bag of nuts, shall we say. I'm doing good, stressed out, tired, happy, upset, excited. You name it, we're going through the emotional gambit. Um, First off, this will be coming out after Easter Sunday, so happy Easter, everyone. Time of celebration now. In truth, I'm actually recording this the Monday of Holy Week. So we're getting ready for Holy Week to kick off here, do some celebrations and whatnot. Before I get too far into things, we've kind of a fun little cigar here. Again, the Oscar Valderas series. This is the, let me try not to mess it up, the Cicerone edition. Maduro cigar, very dark, but apparently Cicerone is an artist. This was actually this cigar wrapper. This actually had wrapped the entirety of this cigar. Kind of cool. I didn't get a chance to read it all. But it gives a little description about this artist's life and career and whatnot. I will be reading this, of course, after I'm done smoking, or after I'm done the video, and I might actually put this up. Little cute little piece of art. Yeah, I'll probably end up hanging that up somewhere, or posting it somewhere in my office. Oh, the drink tonight, new for me at least, to these videos, coffee. I don't know what it is. Tonight, coffee just sounded delicious. You may or may not have noticed, we are still in the garage. I thought we were going to be out on the deck, and then we got struck with a bunch of blizzards. So that's kind of weighing on me. You just think spring is here. You're finally getting the garden planned out. We've got a bunch of our starters started in my new makeshift indoor greenhouse. You're just getting ready for that warmer weather, and boom, we got hit. Massive blizzard, over a foot of snow. Probably more than that, actually, because there's a good solid foot that is actually on the ground. Normally not a big deal, but this last weekend, I took the Upper Farmer homestead family on a bit of an adventure, and the blizzard hit while we were gone. I was only about 600 miles away. Probably closer to 300 miles at that part of the trip away when the blizzard hit, and so we weren't able to clear the snow off the driveway. And if you know anything about those big blizzard snows that are then backed up with a warm-up, it all turned to solid, slushy, sloopy mess. I was able to get most of one lane of my driveway clear, so we get the cars in and out, and then it just started bogging down the snowblower. I was risking ripping a shearing pin or two, but using some Upper ingenuity, I was able to clear enough of the driveway to at least make it usable, so we get the cars in and out. We were actually snowed out of our house. We could not actually even get down our driveway, so we actually had to hoof it to get to our house, which was not fun after a, 4, almost 5 hour drive to get home from where we were. Not a lot of fun for little Harpo. So maybe ask yourself, well, what did you do? We went to the Mall of America, checked that out, brought our exchange student up there so he could check out the largest shopping center. I know it's in the U.S., it's probably the whole world, but, whatever. Yeah, it was a good choice on the coffee. It's complementing the cigar, actually, quite nicely. So we checked out the Mall of America, spent a day doing the indoor park, the Nickelodeon zone, and then we did a day, we also did the SeaWorld. We also kind of just bombed around, doing the consumer thing, doing a bunch of shopping. And then we went to the Midwest Classic, a video game convention, pretty heavy into pinballs and cabinet games, but of course they have all the systems out. They had virtual reality, but then they also had board games, live action role playing. They had traditional RPGs. Just a really good time, to be honest with you. Now, I probably should have prepped the kids a little bit. They had never been to a convention before. They decided they wanted to cosplay, and I probably should have warned them that it's very common for people who especially know and like your character to stop you, ask for a photograph, ask you to pose. That's just something you do. I did it too for a couple of characters. It was a good time. It's fun. They had fun with it. They made some new conference friends and whatnot. And I think we'll be going back. I don't know if it's going to be next year for sure. We might check out another convention because they're actually kind of getting that convention itch. They're starting to see how much fun that is. So on our trip, we did also get to creep someone out with that Youper hospitality that we're so known for. We had some extra tickets to the Nickelodeon adventure park, whatever they call it. It turned out we got a deal where if we bought so many tickets, we actually got them a lot cheaper. And it was cheaper for us to buy a bunch of extra tickets than it was to buy the desired amount we needed. So we actually had like 6 extra tickets. So I didn't really want them to go to waste. I mean, I paid for them. They were valid. So I saw a family. They had 5, mom, dad, 3 kids. So, you know what? I approached the dad. He got instantly very defensive. Kind of pulled his kids and pushed his wife back and kind of buffed up his chest when I made eye contact and started walking towards them. So I knew we were in for a good show. I go up, I tell him, we got 6 extra tickets. Do you guys want them? And he's looking around, trying to see if he's on some YouTube show. They do the random acts of kindness and stuff for clicks or views. And he didn't see any cameras, and I didn't mention it. And he's like, well, what's the scam? What's the gimmick? What's the stipulation? I'm like, no game, no stipulations, no gimmick, no nothing. Here's some free tickets. Full price, they usually cost about $35 to $50. And I was giving him 6 of them. So, that's $200, give or take, of tickets that I was about to give this guy. And the guy actually tried to pay me. He tried to throw a few bucks my way. I wasn't having it. I just said, no, man, you do you, okay? This is free tickets, Merry Christmas, Feliz Navidad, pass it on, all that BS. And one of my daughters overheard them talking about throwing out the ticket as we walked away because they thought it was a scam. They thought they'd be arrested or they're being punked or whatever. Thankfully, they didn't. Another one of my daughters did say that she did see the family going on rides and having a good time. Excellent. I was glad they did. Sad that we now live in a world where you can't fathom someone doing a random act of kindness for no financial or personal gain. So that was fun. Lots of driving. We did about 1,100 miles. Which the kids were troopers. They did really good with it. We did actually plan in quite a few stops, some break points and whatnot. Didn't do so great. We were gonna actually plan more of a road trip. We stop at roadside attractions and whatnot, but we just didn't. We kind of just rolled with it, saw what we could see. Ugh, excuse me. There were a lot of hiccups. There were a lot of whoopsie daisies. But by and large, the kids all said it's one of the greatest memories they'll ever have. They said, the most fun in their lives, probably. And they're really excited and glad we're able to do it. Great, because there were a lot of parts of those trips that will now haunt my nightmares for years to come. But I'd be lying if I didn't say, or if I was to say that I had a horrible time. I did have fun. There were just some of the hotels we had issues with. Of course, travel, and then some of the people were just absolutely horrible to deal with. Not a big fan of big cities, as you may have fathomed by now, since we live and work and do a lot in these country settings. And that's not to say that I'm not a fan of big cities. I do like them. I do like the opportunities that come with them. I do like the resources you have available to you. So I would not say that I am anti-big city. It's just not my favorite. I do enjoy to go visiting them, checking them out and whatnot, but would I ever want to live there? No. If we go back, we're definitely going to do a little more strategic, where we stay, where we go out, what we do, what we pack. But considering this is the first out-of-state family vacation we've taken since, well, probably ever. I think that's the first time we've taken the kids. We've taken them out of state. We've visited other states before for multitudes of reasons, but this was an actual vacation outside the boundaries of Michigan, which was good. It was a lot of fun. We did mention that, there are probably just as many opportunities for these attractions downstate as versus out of state, but grass is always greener on the other side of the fence, right? So we did have a good time. Lots of good memories, lots of life experiences, lots of good teachable moments, lessons learned. Yeah, I'm glad my kids could experience that, see that side, see the big city side of things. So, yeah, really was a good time. We also got to go do a basketball game. I forgot to mention that. We did go see a professional NBA basketball game. Again, not my cup of tea, but it wasn't for me. My daughter and our exchange student really wanted to go see a pro game, so I was glad we were able to make that happen. Beyond that, like I said, this is Holy Week. I'm definitely doing some looking back and reflecting on this Lenten season. And for the first 20 of the 40 days, I did really good. Really hit it strong. Was really good with my devotionals and my prayers and asceticisms. But we kind of got the flu, and that's the problem. With some of these asceticisms, we got the flu bad enough we had to put them aside for a week. You guys probably heard the video a few weeks back where my voice was all crackly and I'm blowing my nose and coughing and sneezing. That is because I had a good case of the flu. And once you start letting that stuff slip, it's hard to get back into it. Like every Catholic, when Holy Week starts, I tell myself I'm going to finish strong. I don't know if I'll be able to or not. I'm going to definitely try to do a little bit more, try to get a few more of my asceticisms in. But it is tricky. It's something, again, all Catholics suffer with. You do slip, you do fall. It's part of the process, though. As a good priest friend of mine talked about in his homily, it's that struggle you had for those first 20 days that you did it really, really well. That means a lot. That means something. Yep, you slipped, you fell, you failed. But God doesn't see failure like that. He sees that for 20 days you actually gave it your all. and then it became too much. You had trouble with it. It definitely should keep trying to get back to it, but just because you didn't make it all the way to day 40 doesn't mean you lost the race. You gained a lot from it. And that's how I always looked at it. And that does help. That does really help to know that, I didn't, as Americans especially, we're all about finishing that race strong, right? Got to get in the top whatever. But that's not how this works. It's not a destination. It's not like if I finish with Lent, that's it. If I did all 40 days and didn't slip up once, I'm going straight to heaven. No. It's about building habits. It's about changing your lifestyle. And that takes a lot of time. So those little successes mean a lot. Again, it's not a sum all. It's not like because I didn't do great all 40 days, well, that it was a lost errand. It doesn't count for anything. No, it does. So, yeah, I'm going to try and finish off the week strong. We'll see if that actually happens or not. We'll definitely go into a lot of Holy Week celebrations. They're some of my favorites, actually, coming up this week. I love Easter Vigil, the Saturday night Mass, where we re-bless all the tabernacle and the vestments and the Easter candle, and very powerful, very amazing ceremony. Good Friday Mass is also another one that's high up there. There's a lot of tradition, and that Mass is given in a way that's only done once a year. There's no, you don't have to kneel, you don't have to genuflect. There's no holy water. There's really no covering on the altar, because on that Friday we do believe that that's when Jesus has died, and so he's removed from the church. Again, a lot of tradition, more than I really want to get into in this video, but they're beautiful masses. They're very interesting. They're a time for reflection. So looking forward to that. I'm going to go to quite a few of them, hopefully. And again, I'm going to try and finish strong, but kind of like every Catholic says that, right? On Holy Week, I'm going to finish Lent strong. And I hope I do. But if I don't, the little successes mean something, and they do add up. Anyway, folks, happy Easter. When you watch this video, Easter will have been past, so you will now be into that season of celebration. So go ahead and celebrate, and stay safe out there. See you on the next one.